So today I'm speaking with Rebecca Knol. Rebecca Knol founded Kids Network after her own personal experience of managing a child with sensory integration needs and dyslexia. She has 20 years experience as a health, safety and environmental professional within the mining, oil and gas sectors. Her extensive experiences with national and international companies positioned her to establish a niche business. Throughout her career, Rebecca has been required to find innovative solutions to complex problems. In 1998, she was the recipient of a Churchill Fellowship, which involved the research of international trends and practices and led to the development of state and national guidelines for mine closure planning in Australia. Rebecca brings strategic thinking, a depth of business knowledge, and personal experience to the education and allied health sectors through Kids Network.
Yes, Tracy, obviously our business works with children with learning and developmental needs, and I was introduced to the listening program by my business colleague, and we saw that the program is having very fast results and very long living results, and so we decided that it would be appropriate to be providers of this program. That's what motivated me to go ahead and do it. The other thing that we've always loved about the listening program is that while there are a lot of programs on the market, the listening program is one that children can manage themselves. And a lot of the work we do around self-regulation and self-management is also that children can do things for themselves instead of being reliant on other people to do them. One of the beautiful things about the listening program is that children are in control of the program and can easily manage it themselves. Improvement in their auditory processing results, improvement in the way they approach auditory figure ground, background noise, degraded speech, all of those things which as practitioners we're looking for. But I think the most exciting part about the listening program is the anecdotal information. A child who walks in and clearly their articulation is better than it was 6 weeks ago or 12 weeks ago. The child that's now more alert than they were when we first saw them. The family that's all of a sudden saying, oh, you know, the teachers are saying how well he's doing at school now and how he's participating in group activities, whereas before this was a child who was sleepy or slumping and not wanting to participate in group activities. So the really exciting part for me when I watch a child develop as they're undertaking the listening program is the anecdotal information that comes back from families. It's fabulous. And often it comes back from the source that you don't think it'll come from. It'll come from a grandparent who said, wow, I had the kids on the weekend and Joycey was fantastic. She, did an amazing job of X, Y, and Z. So often it's people that aren't around the children all the time that see the changes. As we all know, there are children at both ends of the bell curve, but in general, we're seeing changes, noticeable changes after 6 weeks of being on the program. Certainly by the 12-week mark, we're seeing very significant changes. Some of those changes are very quick. I was working with a child this week who has jumped from the 6th percentile to the 34th percentile within 6 weeks. It's a massive shift. What was more fantastic was this child was alert, gave me eye contact, which I hadn't had before, and the family were already commenting on positive information that was coming back from the school about how this child was performing better in the classroom. Now that's in 6 weeks. So almost all our clients were getting change after 6 weeks, usually by 12. We particularly see a lot of boys in that grade 3 to grade 4 area who are struggling and have got learning difficulties. And at that point, their self-esteem is really starting to take a tumble. We had one gorgeous boy who, started off, I think, from memory on about the 24th percentile. He was low, but more importantly, his self-esteem was really suffering. At the end of the day, he was chasing a target that one of our other female clients had reached, which was the 98th percentile. So he was absolutely driven to do his listening program religiously day and night until he reached her target. Well, he got to the 96th percentile, so it was very, very close. He was one of the standouts because he just grew in confidence over the period of time that he was doing the listening program. He really just stood up and walked proud and was confident in who he was and what he was going to be doing going forward. And they're really good feel-good moments. It's happened to lots of our families, but he's one that I'll always remember. Where we see that a child is having speech sound recognition difficulties in particular, we will test for auditory processing, and depending on the outcome of that testing, recommend the listening program. Because the results are so fantastic, yes, there are other programs out there on the market, but the results from the listening program are just astounding. They're fast and they're reproducible. So for our business, that's been really important to be able to recommend a program that does deliver every single time.